A lot of people have a type in a relationship. You may feel like you keep kind of attracting the same type of person or personality, but just in a different body over and over again. And if this is the case for you, it actually says so much more about you than you realize. In fact, this is helping you decode very important golden nuggets about what's going on in the landscape of your mind, of your experiences and your conditioning. And in today's video, I'm going to help you unpack the 3 major things that this is telling you about yourself. And it may completely surprise you and even make you question everything you ever thought you knew about yourself in relationships. And before we begin, I want to know from you, what do you think your type says about you? What would you guess the answer is to this question at a high level? And whether you think about that or write that in the comments, it will be really important for you to take a second to consider that. But then let's get into the real surprises. Here's the first thing. Chemistry is not really about compatibility. It is more about pattern recognition. In fact, research shows that the number one thing that we invest in long-term in relationships is familiarity. But what kind of familiarity? What does that actually mean? Well, your conscious mind is responsible for roughly 3 to 5% of all of your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Your subconscious mind, it is 95 to 97%. And your subconscious mind runs the show. And what is most familiar to your subconscious mind is what basically your mind and body are equating to safety and thus survival. So if it was familiar for you to be spoken to in a really critical way, then you're going to end up thinking that that's familiar and thus a good thing as an adult, even if your conscious, logical, reasoning mind is like, no, I don't like when people are critical. I don't like being talked to in a certain way. Well, if it's familiar, then you're going to keep choosing it. But here's where it gets a little bit deeper, okay? You may have been talked to a certain way in childhood, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be what you're attracted to as an adult. Just because you went through something doesn't mean it's still familiar to you. So what is the most familiar thing to you? Well, it's actually the way that you treat yourself. And this means that we will always be attracted to people who mirror back to us how we treat ourselves intrinsically. Now, I want to ask you this. And this brings me to point of attraction number 2 of 3, which is, what would you say are the overarching themes or traits of your type? Particularly the things that trigger you about your type. Are you always attracted to the emotionally unavailable person? Or are you always attracted to the person in a relationship who's literally critical, judgmental, harsh? Or maybe you find yourself being attracted to somebody who betrays your trust and who isn't very loyal. I want you to start by thinking about those things in your relationship history. What is the same type of pattern or theme that you end up in relationships with over and over again, wondering why, how did I come back here? Why do I still find myself in the same type of cycle or pattern? And then I'm going to take you through this, which is, I want you to ask yourself, where do I treat myself this way? Because that is precisely what is most familiar to you. If you find, for example, that you're attracted to people who are unavailable, well, where are you unavailable to yourself? Where do you not actually advocate for your own needs? Where do you avoid spending time with yourself or avoid being alone? Maybe you find yourself being critical to yourself, and that's why you keep investing in critical people outside of you. Or maybe you judge yourself very harshly, and that's part of why you're constantly in relationships with people who are judgmental. Maybe you find yourself in a dynamic where you're attracted to somebody who's not very loyal because you're not actually telling people your true yeses and nos. You're not being loyal to your authentic truth. So I want you to take a minute and think this through. And this is called your relationship shadow. It's a term I coined based on the work of Carl Jung and his concept of shadow work. But one of my favorite quotes is a quote by Rumi. And Rumi says, "If I am irritated by every rub, how will I ever be polished?" And what this actually means is that the things that irritate you, that you keep finding yourself around, they are giving you an opportunity to be polished. They are showing you to yourself. If you're always attracted to emotionally unavailable people, chances are you're not showing up for your own emotions and honoring them. Maybe you're discounting your own emotions and feelings. Maybe you're not listening to your gut. And then you wonder, why I keep ending up in those same types of situations? Well, because to your subconscious mind, it's safe, it's familiar, it's what you know. And that irritation, that frustration is giving you an opportunity to work through it. Now, there's a third really important point here. I just wanted to pop in here and let you know we are doing a 7-day free trial to the All Access Membership Pass at PDS, which means you get access to literally everything inside of the school. And this includes the 4 live webinars I do with our students every single week. And on top of that, you get access to all of our different courses. We have over 55 different courses on relationships, communication, boundaries, emotional mastery, guilt and shame, learning your needs, so many different facets that are really important to master our lives and feel really good about our lives going forward. And last but not least, there's a daily community event. We have trained facilitators and coaches who are in there doing that work, showing up to support you on your journey every single day. Please join me on the other side. Come check it out. See if it's a fit for you. I'd love to see you there. Go ahead and sign up by clicking the link in the description box below. You don't really stop having a type. You upgrade what your type is. And this is how you get there precisely. I want you to sit down. And I want you to make a note on a page, on a paper. You can do this in your mind if you want, but I would definitely encourage you to pause this video and write this out, which is, what would I like for my type to be? Do I want somebody available? Do I want somebody who honors my boundaries? Do I want somebody who listens to me, who's present with me? Do I want somebody who's committed and I don't have to play any games or second guess? I want you to think of what those characteristics and traits would be in your ideal person or partner. And then what I want you to do next is I want you to draw a line down your page or think of this in your mind. And I want you to ask yourself from 1 to 10, how good am I at giving those things to myself? If I want somebody who's going to be committed to me, how committed am I to my own goals, my own dreams, my own life? If I want somebody who's going to be really loyal to me, how loyal am I to my own boundaries and to making sure that I honor my truth in relationships and committed to my own authenticity? I want you to really think that through. And when you are ready to be with your ideal partner, it's going to be when you are in a place where you are good at giving these things to yourself first. It's part of what securely attached people do in relationships. It's part of why their relationships thrive and are so successful. And unfortunately, we will keep repeating the same patterns with the same unavailable people, running around in circles, looking for the wrong things, wondering why you keep being attracted to the same type of person who can't be there for you until you change your internal world. If you're new to this channel, welcome, because this is what we do here. My name is Gibson. I'm the founder of the Personal Development School, and I have both online programs to help with this, but I put daily content out here that's free to support you in your healing. So if you want to learn more about how to do this and the neuroscience of change and how this actually takes shape over time, subscribe to this channel, and I can't wait to share more with you. Thanks for watching.